to affect them, and we did. And then we got a tackle. But he's a good quarterback. They got great wide receivers. Obviously they got a big offensive line, but we felt like we gave ourselves a shot, and that's all you can ask for.
What do you think of Ethan now? If you get thrust in that spot.
No, I like the way he played. I mean, if you can handle this environment, you should be able to handle every other environment the rest of the season if need be. But he had a great week of practice. He got out of that backup slump per se, and I thought he really took command of our offense. We have confidence in him; he can make every throw. And they got some big D linemen that I said, hey man, do not hold on to that football. Whatever you got to do, get rid of it. And he obviously took a big shot at the end, but he got up and came back and responded.
Obviously, that fumble was pretty huge there at the end of the first half. Were you preaching that to you guys?
Yeah, we needed to win the turnover margin. If we'd have got one more turnover, I think we could have had a better chance to win the game. We went into it saying if we could be +2, that would give us a chance. And obviously we were just +1. But you know what? I love the fight of our football team. These guys are tough and mentally and physically. And hats off to Kentucky. I mean, great football team.
Okay, questions? Eddie, Brandon, anyone on our Zoom?
Hey, Coach, it's Eddie. How do you like what Lynch came in and did for you guys in the situation?
Eddie. Hold on. Go ahead, Eddie.
I was saying, how do you like what Lynch provided for you guys? What did you see out of him in the situations where you used him?
Yeah, I thought he gave us a nice change up, with the ability that, people got to defend his ability to run. This was a good defensive football team that we had to mix it up and try to keep them off balance to have some, effectiveness on offense. And I thought he came in and did a nice job handling the situation.
You mentioned, maybe one more turnover and you feel like it would have been a better chance. I know CJ had that pass right there. What did you see on that play? And then how did you see him respond after that? Yeah,
you got to make the play. I mean, they catch the ones they throw to you. You make that play, our offense goes on the field. The very next play, they score a touchdown on a miscommunication. We should have ran the blitz the other way. But that changed the game. You pick that ball, we come out of it with a field goal at worst, and that's a game changer. That's a 10-point swing. So to win these type of games, you have to make those type of plays.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Coach Brandon, defensively from your team, you were able to get 5 sacks today. I know you talked a little bit about the all-out blitz leading to a little bit of coverage issues on the back end, but what did you see from your defense, maybe from an effort standpoint, and then some of the technical stuff you've been talking about?
Yeah, no, I thought they played well. I thought they gave us a chance. We got to continue to clean up the details of our work, and I think that starts on the practice field. You have to overly communicate at practice, to communicate during the game, and I think we had a miscommunication which caused the touchdown. But those are the things that we have to harp on in practice, and those things can't be acceptable with the way we work. And so, these guys should believe they're a good football team because they are, and that has nothing to do with your record. And so I got to get them to understand anybody outside of our program is irrelevant from the standpoint of, they're going to ride the roller coaster, but we have to stay grounded and believe in one another that we can get the job done one man at a time.
And then, Coach, you talk about that record, 1-3, not really indicative on what type of football team you have. What have you seen as far as growth from training camp to the end of non-conference?
Well, I think, obviously you don't get rings for non-conference games. So, we had an opportunity to be 3-1. We're not. We are what we are. But now you got a chance to play for a championship, and it takes a 1-0 mentality for the next 8 weeks. And that's what we have to have.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, if there's nothing else for Coach Hammock, we'll let him go and you got one more, John?
When you have the defense, show out the way it did, especially against the run. I thought, some people around here locally kind of thought maybe this would be a chance for UK. They kind of struggle with on the ground. Maybe a chance for them to kind of use you as an antidote. How do you, I thought that was pretty impressive, to come.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I think we got a good defensive line. I mean, they're big on offensive line. You know, but they have some things obviously to work on in the run game, just like we do. So it's tough, you know, it's tough sledding sometime, but they got, you know, they'll get the running back in a couple of weeks or something, and I'm sure they'll get it going. But that quarterback is special, and he can do a lot of things. So good.
All right, thank you,
Appreciate
Coach. We've got Ethan Hampton will be next. You got the combo Zoom and in person, so you're kind of looking there and looking here. Oops. All right, Ethan Hampton is here. So we'll go ahead with questions from here in the room for him starting off.
First start of the season, just kind of nervous going out there. It's a big crowd, a lot of people, but it looked like you handled it pretty well.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was nervous. You know, you have butterflies, for sure. You know, any game you play. But it was a great atmosphere to come into. A really good team, obviously. You know, I couldn't have really asked for, you know, much more as my first start for the season. Really good. You know, I'm excited to, you know, get the weeks going and keep going, and excited for what's ahead.
Were you expecting, or I guess you were expecting to come out and play well, but to have the defense help you guys out so much tonight? Were you, I guess, would that help you kind of ease into tonight?
Oh yeah, definitely. Defense played great. You know, I know what they're capable of. You know, I see it day in and day out. You know, they're great defense. You know, they played great tonight, gave the offense opportunities. You know, we just didn't finish on some of them, and that's on me. We got to get better, you know, finishing drives, and, you know, a few finished drives away, and, you know, we might have won the game. And, you know, that's on the offense. Defense played great. But yeah, I'm excited for this team.
All right, anything, Eddie, Brandon, or Ethan?
Ethan, this one's for you. Tonight we were seeing you guys use a little bit of Justin. What's that like for you as far as staying in a rhythm when he comes in for a few snaps and you go to the sideline and got to come right back out?
Yeah, it doesn't affect rhythm. You know, Lynch is my guy, and, you know, I'm really excited to see him, you know, score his first touchdown as a Husky. You know, it doesn't really affect me at all, you know, rhythm wise or anything like that. So when I see him come in, you know, I know we got a good play called. He's a great football player, and, you know, whatever we need to help the team win, you know, that week, I'm down for it. So.
And then we saw Tristan have a breakout game today. Before you were the starter, did you work a lot with Tristan in like scout team and the compete team in order to kind of develop that rapport with him?
Yeah, I've been working with Tristan a lot. You know, ever since I got on campus, it's been almost 2 years now. But he's always kind of been in my group when I run through plays, kind of the twos group. So I formed a connection with him. He's one of my good friends off the field as well. You know, I know he's going to get open. I know he's going to catch the ball. I have the utmost trust in him. So if I see him open, he's going to get the ball.
Thanks, Ethan. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Eddie, anything for Ethan?
Actually, Brandon and Josh covered it. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Ethan. You're
Thank you.
good.
Thank you, guys.
Devin, be careful. Okay, we're joined now by Devin Lafayette, Husky safety, both. Go ahead with questions here, Josh, in the room.
Without Gandy out there tonight, kind of, you know, just putting a little bit more pressure on the young guys to step up. How do you, you know, what was the plan coming out? How are you guys kind of approaching?
Being that we have so much depth, we kind of like everybody has to practice with the mindset like a starter, because you never know. That's the good thing about our team. We have too much depth, so everybody just learning. You learn, you just go out there and play. So we weren't really worried about having newcomers out there.
What about, you know, just the kind of the game plan coming in tonight? You know, Levis had a lot of yardage and got some touchdowns, but a lot of it, the receivers kind of, you know, just kind of got loose, and when you're kind of blitzing as much as you guys are, it kind of just makes things tough. I guess, what do you, did it work for the most part, you think?
Yes, I feel like we could have did a little bit better. There's always room for improvement, but honestly, I feel like we went out there and played it great for all the defense.
All right, questions here from our Zoom participants.
Devin, this is Brandon. So this evening you play against an SEC opponent. I know you guys don't really look too much into it. You guys play them down to the wire. How confident are you guys going into conference play? As Coach talked about a little bit earlier, that's all you guys have left for this season.
Going into conference play, we're going to play our brand of football. So we're not going to look at any team differently. We're just going to play our brand of football.
And then from a performance standpoint, I know you guys have been talking a little bit about the blitzes, but you saw a lot of young guys come out and play pretty well tonight. Do you have any shout outs you want to make for some of the young players that stepped up?
Cyrus, this was his first career start, stepped up. You had Jacob Finley, Knighton, all them 3 guys stepped up today. Proud of them.
Thanks, Devin.
All right, any other questions for Devin Lafayette? Josh, go ahead.
What was the toughest thing tonight? You know, what do you think made the difference tonight in the game from a defensive perspective?
For us, we need to communicate more. That's what we feel like we lacked tonight. So I'm going to emphasize, I'm going to lead, try to get other people to lead, emphasize on communication coming up at practice.